Chess set? Chess pieces? When are you gonna finish the chess pieces? Chess pieces? Next year, will you make some chess pieces? I'm off the hook. A bunch of guys got together and made me some chess pieces. I got all kinds of chess pieces now. The moral of this story is if you don't get something done, just wait 7 or 8 years and somebody else will do it for you. Should you leave your tool batteries in the chargers? I think so. I think that those days of you had to take them out or they would get overcharged, I think that they've kind of overcome that technical hurdle. I could be wrong, but I just leave mine in there all the time. They seem fine. How does making YouTube videos generate income? Algorithms. Any casket plans, pet and human? Tom, is there something you'd like to tell us? Which side of the joint should you put pocket screws in? I'm not sure if it matters a whole lot. What makes pocket screws strong is that they're going at an angle through the wood, so you're kind of getting face grain all the way through, sort of. What was the most fun or interesting build of the year? Easily the TARDIS. Am I thinking about getting a CNC machine? If I do get one, you'll see it, but it probably won't be on Woodworking for Mere Mortals. Why are they called rabbits? Why not marmosets or lemurs? Ah, I see. You're confusing rabbit with an E with rabbit with an I. And don't forget, in England they're called rebates, and in Australia they're called wallabies. How do I do the photo transfers? Well, I have a video of it right here. Have I ever thought about getting a quad RC drone to shoot some cool extreme camera shots? I don't know, but I'm thinking about getting a GoPro camera, and if I do get a GoPro camera, I promise you every single shot will be of the camera on the board riding through the tool. Do I believe in magic? Only the magic in a young girl's heart. Wade's downsizing his shop to a 1-car garage and needs some advice. My best advice is to make everything mobile. Put all of your tools and workbenches and everything on caster. I love having my table saw on wheels so I could just roll it out to the driveway to use it. Karen's having some problems with her Forstner bits not working very well. You're doing the right thing, keeping it on a slow speed. Also make sure that if you're using your drill press to go up and down with the bit a lot so it can get rid of all of the chips. There are ways to sharpen Forstner bits yourself. I just don't know how to do it. What kind of paint is safe for pets and children? Regular latex house paint is fine once it's dried and cured. In the United States, we haven't had lead in our paint in a long, long time, and I think that was the main concern. Most of all, don't lick the pallet wood. Cordell wants to know about my bandsaw blade and why I seem to only use the same one. I guess it's like a 1/2 inch one, 3/8 inch something. It's because it's just such a pain to change bandsaw blades, so I just keep the same one in there. I think most of us don't tension our bandsaws enough. I think it can take quite a bit. And another thing I do is I never release the tension. I just leave it tensioned all the time. This question is sponsored by Clark Enterprises. Did you sell out to corporate sponsorship? Woodworking for Mere Mortals wants to thank Clark Enterprises for sponsoring that question. Why me, Mo? Does plywood move like solid wood? No. What is the best bear? Yogi! No, wait, he was just smarter than the average bear. Do I create plans for my project before I build them? Usually I do. Since I've learned the basics of SketchUp, it has helped my woodworking tremendously. What's the capital of Utah? Salt Lake City. Here's one I'll bet you don't know. What's the capital of North Dakota? David wants to know what my wife does for a living. David, she has the same job as Barney Rubble. She sells MacGuffins. She actually made a cameo on Woodworking for Mere Mortals once. She was in Man vs. Wood.
Steve, do you want anything from McDonald's to eat when you're done with your little show?
Bums or boobs? This show just gets classier and classier all the time. James must be from England because in England they say bum. In America we say butt. In Australia, they say wallaby. What would I do if I could knock out this back wall? Right behind that wall is my garden shed. And I've been thinking for years how great it would be to just put dust collection in there and then I could run it through into the shop and it would be quiet. Any thoughts on doing some chainsaw carving? When I think about chainsaw carving, it makes me think about chainsaws. And that makes me think about one of my favorite movies of all time, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And that makes me think about Leatherface, played by Gunnar Hansen. And when I think about Gunnar Hansen, I can't help but think about Kane Hodder, who played Jason. And when I think about Jason in the Friday the 13th series, the only thing I can think of is a dream of mine. Jason the Musical. Broadway producers, let's talk. When will there be another Ask Mimo? Have you ever met somebody from North Dakota?